life is just naturally messy. It is. Yeah. It has darkness. It has light. It has good. It has evil. It's all those things mixed together. It has happiness and sadness and anger and all the things that a real life has. And yet you were promised that it would be beautiful, almost ecstasy if you followed all the rules.
Yeah.
And you do it and you're like, what? It's like a disillusionment.
Hey there, I'm Dan.
And I'm Can.
And this is the Dan and Can podcast. Welcome back, folks. We enjoy seeing you again and your shiny, happy faces listening to us. One thing we're going to get off the beginning here. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like, smash that subscribe. We'd appreciate it. Boy, oh, howdy, would we appreciate it. So get in there and do that for us. That'd be great. But today, we are going to talk about something dear to my heart, something I deal with all the time at work, and even with some family that we know. And used to struggle with ourselves. Sports parents. But before we get in there and describe the topic, let's learn a little bit about Dan and Can in their realm in being sports parents. What, Candy, is a cringy memory you remember from the kids' games or games that you played in yourself as a youth?
Cringy,
just something I was like, ooh, that's out of pocket. I remember I was coaching Cal's baseball team and had to deal with a parent that got in a fight in the parking lot with an umpire, which was a 17-year-old boy.
Oh, I think I remember that. I remember you telling me about it, yeah.
Yeah, and having to issue that statement to the whole team, sit all the parents down and address them that this was not going to be happening at our games. These are just kids learning how to umpire, and this isn't for anything.
Yeah.
We're just out here learning the game and having fun. So that's one offhand.
I think what comes to mind is not a specific memory, but a collage, if you will, of memories of mostly men trying to live through their sons and getting all like arrogant and kind of up in the face of like just mad at kids, other kids on the opposite team, you know, showing terrible character to their children by, you know, not teaching them how to be great sportsmanship. Like they really definitely, this is mostly, I remember being in football, honestly, is a lot of these dads that were helping coach would just be so obnoxious about just anything that made their kid look a little bit like he made a mistake, which is all part of life. So you know that kid has a hard, it's tough at home, for sure.
Oh, yeah. And then they carry that off when they go into high school in the stands.
It's like these guys who weren't, because I think anybody who was really successful, let's say at football, would be, and was mature, let's put those together, would be kind to a person as they're learning it. Like they're going to make mistakes. They understand, you got to make mistakes because you're trying, you're learning.
Definitely.
You know, instead of like berating their child because they're not doing it perfectly.
Yeah. And you're just jumping right into the topic today so well. But I got a couple more cringe ones.
All right.
So I work at a sports facility for high school. And there was the state championships were being held at my facility one year. And this one team was down playing. And 9 dads would stand at the top of the stands. There's a little patio area at the top of the baseball stands. And they'd stand in a line, and we realized what was happening. The guy in the front of the line's kid would be up to bat. And then when his kid either got on base or struck out, he would move to the back of the line. And then the next kid that was up, his dad would be in the front of the line. And they kept rotating in this order.
So they could see?
No, just I don't know why they did it. It was just something they did. They were in line as their kids batted.
Oh, like it was about them.
Yeah.
In some way. Like they have to have some of the attention. Like, don't do that. You're pulling attention away from these kids playing this game. Oh, my goodness.
And then there was one, it was another state championship series, and the umpires were just getting berated. And I know most of the umpires, and I get along with them real well. Mm-hmm. And how our setup is that the umpires have locker rooms at a down below from where the baseball field is. Baseball field's on a hill. And no one has access back there except for the umpires and facility help. People didn't realize this. So this one parent came walking down and came walking to where the umpires were walking down to their locker room. And he was pissed. He was ready to fight and wanted to have words with these umpires. And we stopped him, said he can't go past this point. No spectators around here. He's like, fine, I'll wait for this fucking guy. And he stayed around for a game and a half after that in the parking lot, waiting for the umpire to come up and walk out to the parking lot, not realizing that they parked in this other area and were able to get out without even crossing paths. So the guy waited around for an hour and a half to have words and start a fight with an umpire that he'd never
couldn't even cool down during that time.
Oh, he was hot. Going off. And
these are just, to me, watching men behave this way. And that's not that women don't, but it's just seems like it's mostly men. And it's just, first of all, an insecure man.
Yeah.
A man that is not secure in just his masculinity or anything. Like he's definitely childish because he hasn't done the inner work to work out whatever. But yeah, it looks very unattractive.
Oh, yeah. And it's just immature. And
I can guarantee you that most of the women that are married to men like that do that, they are embarrassed.
Sometimes there's some of the wives that get into it.
I guess
too.
If they're,
Yeah. And it kind of leads
if
into
they're mature themselves.
Our topic today, because it's more of a parenting topic and relationship topic than it is actually sports parents, because kind of what we're going to start this off with is sports parents, because I think it's a good example. I see it all the time with games that are going on. I've seen football games where dad will have 5,000-6,000 people out at a football game, and you hear the one dad on the top yelling out, "Come on, coach, get it together," and just the whole game is just ranting and raving and yelling. Found out later he was actually the same guy that helped coach one of Bo's football, the assistant.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know who we're talking about.
What does the name start with, an O?
Yeah.
Okay. I know who you're talking about.
And he would just be up there.
It's funny how I knew.
And, come on, you got the wrong players in and all this stuff. And it becomes this idea, I think, of they're living through their children.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And this doesn't just pertain to sports. It's other things in life too. It's school. It's, maybe it's band. Maybe it's we had kids in the band, and some of the band parents really got into what their kid was doing. Do they get a solo here? Were they being
it can happen all over the place. It happens probably in any area,
Yeah, and
any skill set.
A lot, because we had family members that we'd always joke about that they were planning that their retirement was going to be their kid's career in sports. And that they were going to go on to college and play in college and then get a major league contract or a NFL contract, whatever it may be. And that was going to be their retirement plan. And needless to say, that didn't work out quite as they planned because it's almost, but they just lived through their kids because of the failures that they had or perceived slights that they might have had in their career. I would have played for the university if it wasn't for this one coach that didn't see my potential.
Yeah. It was all weight on that one coach. Nobody else saw it. But
so now it's on you, son, to take up my battle and go and win this for me.
And it is. It's kind of a win. It is kind of a battle of some sort or something they're trying to gain, which I think maybe it's a human feeling, a natural feeling from, I don't know if it's natural. I don't know what it is. I do think we think of our children as extensions of us, until we recognize we're doing that. Like, it's definitely.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we did.
Yeah.
Is we recognized, that we were doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And it really came to fruition in us with our oldest son, Cal, when he decided he didn't want to.
I think that was when it came to fruition for you.
Yeah. Play football and didn't want to wrestle anymore. And he was decent at football, a little undersized, and he was really good at wrestling. He probably could have medaled at state by his senior year because he had the work ethic and willingness to learn. He was very teachable, and he had natural talent at it and was good. And he just didn't want it.
Yeah.
And that was a tough thing to realize. And it was one of them examples where I had to go through of, this isn't my life I'm living. This is his life. It's got to be his experience. And he's got to do what he wants to do and experience this one chance that he's given.
And I think a lot of parents they'll go that far, but what they'll do then is say, but I know what's best.
Yeah.
I know this is best for him. So I need to make him do it. I need to push him through it. And there is like a fine line there because there's some things your kids will not want to do. Like they don't want to go to school a lot of time. And you're like, no, you got to go to school because I know that'll be real rough on you later. You know what I'm saying? So there is some discernment that's needed here,
like
obviously.
Our youngest son, where midsummer, I don't want to even play anymore. I hate football. And it's like, dude, your whole life has been football up to this point.
You love football. You talk football. You watch football. You write it. You write plays up.
Yeah.
Play video games of football.
It's like you're just having an attitude right now because
you're just tired.
You're tired. You're pissed at mom and dad. You're worried about, I don't want to have life outside of it, So you had to walk that line of, okay, am I helping him achieve something that he wants? Or am I helping him achieve something that I want?
Yeah. You have to first, that's the first question. Yes. Is this something that he wants or is it something I'm just trying to push on him?
Yeah.
And then you have to go, no, it's him that wants it. Okay. In our situation, it's him that wants it. But can he only get that if he goes this route or did somebody else decide this route? And if that's the case, then is there some compromise we can do here?
Yeah.
And that's how it was a very different style of parenting than we had ever really done as Christians.
Yep. And that's what we're going to get into a little later. We're going to dive deeper into this, go beyond the sports analogy, the living through your children and trying to control what they do instead of letting them experience what they want to live. But before we dive deep into that, let's play a little game. Do you want to play a game? You don't seem excited. Usually you're very excited for games.
I am excited. I'm just.
It shows. It shows from your.
Okay, I was writing something to be fair, so that I don't forget. Okay.
All right. So today's game.
Okay.
This, I don't know. You might surprise me. Do you remember the old match game where it was 2 contestants and then a panel of like 8 or 9, or actually they had the match game where it was tic-tac-toe that you could play. If you guessed right, you could pick one of the celebrities and get a tic-tac-toe. There was another one where it was just a panel of celebrities, but basically they read a question and left out.
Were they all in those little boxes?
That was one of them.
Okay, I remember that.
Where they're all kind of stadium seated in the celebrities in here. And the host would read a question.
Okay.
You'd be like, so I got home last night late and I found my wife blank. And then the celebrities would all write an answer down. And usually it was very inappropriate or innuendo.
And then you would see if the person guessed the same.
And then the contestants had to guess.
Had to guess what?
Their own fill in the blank. Okay.
So whoever of the celebrities matched the contestant, then you point. Okay. Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to play the worship lyric match game.
Oh, God. Okay. So I have to fill in the blank?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're going to see what kind of mood Candy's in. Is she's in a
I've been in a feisty mood all day, though.
A playful, cringy mood. Or she's
I'm in an angry mood today.
Or she's going to be in her, I need to get the right answer and I'm competitive and I'm going to figure out the right ones. So.
I'm pissed off, perimenopause day. So let's go.
I'm scared. Someone, please have this.
Start.
Check with me and make sure I'm still posting videos.
Shut up.
When this comes out. All right. The first song is Come Like You Promised from Vineyard Worship.
Is this a real song?
Yeah.
Okay. Get over here like you promised. Where are you, buddy?
You said you'd come like the rain. Soak me till I blank.
Okay, am I supposed to be inappropriate? Because do I just say the first word that comes to my mind?
Yeah.
Because it was come. This is so inappropriate, Dan. What is it really?
Overflow.
Okay.
But I like the path you're on.
God.
All right. This second song is The Secret by Andy Park. In the secret, in the quiet place, only you can make me.
Oh, God. I'm not saying the same word. But that's the first word that came to my mind, so I guess come again.
Second coming. Wow, lucky you.
There's the second coming. All right.
No, it's new. We're looking for new.
Oh, forgive me.
All right. Here's a song you actually might know. I think you do know this. It's Jesus, Lover of My Soul.
Jesus, Lover of My Soul.
I had to let you get that out.
Yeah.
By the Passion Worship Band.
I might come up with the actual word here. I don't know. We'll see.
Jesus, Lover of My Soul. You'll never let me
go. Not come. Go.
You got that one right. All right. This is Undone by Chris Tomlin. And I'm undone by the mercy of Jesus. I'm undone by the goodness of
God. Sorry, that's just what came to my mind.
The Lord.
Oh, yeah,
you can take a second to think. I can do a little do 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 do.
No, because if I think, then it's better if I just go right off the first impulse.
The next song, Hungry, Fallen on My Knees.
Okay.
By Catherine Scott. Hungry, I come to you, for I know you.
Have a sandwich. I don't know.
Have a sandwich. Satisfy, Candy. Satisfy.
Oh, satisfy. Sandwich, satisfy.
Set Me Ablaze by Jesus Couture. Set me ablaze with a single obsession for blank.
Single obsession for love.
Ooh, your name.
Yeah.
Your name.
Okay.
I Surrender, a Hillsong worship song.
Hillsong?
Here I am, down on my knees again. Surrendering. What are you surrendering while you're on your knees again?
I don't know. I don't like surrendering. Life. Surrendering my life. I don't know. Now I'm trying to figure them out.
There's a reason why we have you do these instead of me, because we wouldn't be able to publish these.
Because it'd be so inappropriate?
Yeah.
What were you thinking, buddy?
My throat.
Are you serious? Oh, God. Dan. Cringe.
Surrender in all. Breathe by, do you remember?
I kind of remember the name of that.
Michael
Gungor?
W.
Smith.
Yes. This is the air I breathe. Your holy presence.
I conceive. I don't know. That's what came to my mind.
living in me.
I mean, kind of. Okay. Look at that. They kind of go together.
Kinda. You see, she switched modes now. She came twice, and now she's tired. She's
came twice, and now I'm just, I don't know what
she's
I'm
tired.
doing.
Just wants to get the right answers. Get out of here. Roll over. And
I'm done. All
have
right.
a sandwich, like she said earlier.
Yeah, I am hungry.
More love, more power by Vineyard Worship. More love, more power, more of you in my
shower.
Got that stinky pee. Clean that thing up. It smells like garlic.
Smells like garlic? What's wrong with you?
That's what you always used to say to me about my face.
Yeah, I did. Because it did smell like garlic, okay?
It's life. You're in my life, not my shower.
Oh.
Dance with Me by Chris Dupree. Dance with me, O lover of my soul, the song of all
songs.
Wow.
Is that right?
Nailed that one right on.
Is that right?
Yes.
The song of all songs?
Yeah.
These guys are just great writers.
Yeah, and I like yours better. So, yeah, it's a little cringy worship lyric topic. So, let you up. I mean, you better now? Did you get some energy back after you came twice?
I'm a little more relaxed. A little more zen now, okay?
I washed the garlic off my face.
Face. Quotes.
It's considered a head by some people.
Oh, God, stop talking. You are so cringy. Stop it.
I know, but people say they like to see you blush. So.
I don't like seeing the cringe or hearing the cringe.
I've been living in cringe world all week long on my TikToks.
I know. You do have cringy TikToks sometimes.
Thank you. Thank you. There's been a couple you're like, do not publish this.
Yeah.
The donut one.
I don't even know if I remember that one. Don't describe it on here.
Remember, it was like a donut making something, and you had to put your fingers in it, and just all this. You're like, no, take that down.
Oh yeah, no, the one where you had like a cupcake, and it was like
that's right,
sticking the finger in it, and I think you were talking about purity culture or something. I was like, no, that is gross. Just the sound, the look. No, what do you think you're doing? No.
So, all right, let's get into this parent stereotype where it's kind of, we're labeling as the sports parent that's living through your children. And it's something I think I knew I fell part in, and I think you fell into it too, but in different reasons.
Mm-hmm. In volleyball, I had more of it too. But also, and just my girls being girly girls. They aren't.
Being girly girls.
Yeah, and a lot of the people I was around, the girls were all very, very, very much more femme than our girls.
And this isn't even young kids. This is our kids now, because none of our kids really date.
No, they're,
They're
not none of them, but a lot of them aren't dating. Yeah.
And
or they don't, or they do it few and far between.
Yeah. And you have really struggled with that.
Yeah.
Because it goes against the norms that we were brought in. It's not even against cultural norms, because a lot of kids now that are their age don't really, they might date and go out and, do that, whatnot, but they're not getting married.
They're not trying to get, they're not looking for long term right off the bat.
Yeah.
They're, which I do prefer. Like, our kids are enjoying life. They have friends, they go out, do their things, but they're not.
Yeah.
And so, and we've even had like comments said, assumptions made, and, which is in and of itself inappropriate.
We're breaking a cycle.
Yeah. And so we have to be in that uncomfortable space, which isn't
Because
that's one of the worst parts of deconstruction is being uncomfortable.
Yeah, because we're out here trying to break cycles that we've seen and didn't like in
or
our
we were
life.
part of and we don't want to do anymore.
And
we don't want it
pass
repeated.
that down.
Yeah.
Or some might, in the religious realm, call it a generational curse.
Yeah.
We don't want to pass that down to our kids. So we're understanding that kids nowadays are waiting. A lot of people aren't getting married until they're in their 30s, which I think is great because then it gives them that whole 20s to find out who they are and what they are and what they want. We've talked about it before on here in our marriage. We didn't know who we are. We didn't start finding out a lot about ourselves until our late 30s or 40s. And this is who I am. This is what I want to do.
And we're still learning in a lot of ways. Yeah. Like it's.
So it's advantageous for them to learn that when they're younger because then they can live their whole life.
And it will continue to grow and evolve. Yeah, because we're not the same person. I'm not the same Candy that I was in my 20s, and I wouldn't have been even without the overlay of religion, right? Mm-hmm. But religion was inhibiting me from knowing myself at that time. Yeah. So since I didn't know myself then, I didn't know myself going all the way up because I was in costume basically the whole time or masking. And then now when you take the masks off, it's real uncomfortable because you're not used to it. You're also used to just, you're so used to just conforming to what everybody says is good and right and lovely and pure and all those things instead of what really resonates with you that is good and right.
You're letting society tell you what you should do instead of letting you decide what's best for you.
And we all know, that when everybody looks the same, how boring that is. Yeah. How boring nature would be if it all looked the same.
If everything was a tree.
Yeah. And all the trees looked exactly the same. Yeah. You know, they all had the same patterns, branches grew the same way, they had the same types of leaves, they grew the same height. It would be so boring. There would be no interest to look at it whatsoever.
Yeah. So we experienced this where we were trying to mold our children into something that would fit into the world and be able to be a cog in the wheel of the world. And we realized that wasn't great for them.
No, and the subconscious, we don't do it to be cruel. People do it because they subconsciously think this will keep their children safe. Yeah. Because us not having it or having had it felt safe if we had it. And if we didn't have it and thought we should have had it or that we would have been safer if we would have had it, you're going to push for it either way, either programming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just telling the kids that, it goes against the messaging that we've been putting out on this podcast while we've been doing it of, find yourself, find who you are. Don't let people tell you who you are. You find out who you are and let that be. And like we had a couple episodes, some people aren't going to like that. And they're just not going to like you because of that. That's all right.
That's it. And that if that's not happening, if everybody likes you and nobody doesn't like you, I would say you're probably not being authentic because I think authenticity is going to, especially if you grew up in a religion or some sort of situation where you had to conform to stay safe, you actually stepping into authenticity is going to shake up your world. You're going to lose people. And then you'll start to gain people that love you for who you are. You know what I'm saying? That's really what deconstruction, big part of it is losing the relationships that were built on sand instead of the ones that were built on this solid rock of who you are.
There you go. Biblical again.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
That's what I do.
But it was just living through your kids. And a lot of it, and I think is really well seen in the sports world, is you're trying to meet the goals that you never could through your children. Get that glory that you thought you should have had through your kids. And then you can kind of get a taste of it through them if they succeed at do better than you did. And obviously you want your kids to do better than you, but you don't.
Some parents don't, though.
Force them into something that they don't want to do either.
Because they're not here to live your life or finish out what you didn't do. They're here for their own new reason, and they get to live theirs. Just like you wouldn't have liked it if your parents forced you, and maybe some of you did, your parents forced you to do something. Think back to how much you didn't like that, and maybe some people are like, well, I'm glad they did because I turned out the way I did. And maybe that's true, but
There's some truth to that, but it's also,
what's your relationship like with them?
yeah.
If they haven't changed and grown and they still do that kind of stuff, like how did your relationship turn out? Is the most important thing to be whatever it is that your parents say that you're supposed to be, like have that sort of career, or should the relationship be more important and then allow the kid to kind of
are
figure
you
that out?
authentic with your parents?
Yeah.
Or are you still putting on a mask?
So your relationship, is not probably as healthy.
Yeah. Because you're probably still putting on a mask when you're around them just to fit into the box they want you to be
But
in.
you stay in that box and you look good. So, I mean, there's that too. Yeah, and I guess it's neither one is maybe better than the other. I prefer one, but maybe other people prefer something else. Maybe the relationships aren't more important to them.
Yeah. Yeah. If they don't want confrontation or just want to make things easy.
Yeah.
It's easier for me just to pretend than it is to actually challenge them in their old age.
Yeah.
You're like, screw that. I'm going to challenge my parents in their old age until they're in the grave.
I'll try to change that. No, there comes a point where I'm just like, it's not, I don't do that necessarily. I don't really do that much with.
It's not you, it's me.
Because I'm just like, you have to know when somebody's just not going to ever change their mind, Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't have to change their mind. They can stay in that mindset, but that doesn't mean you have to stay around them either, or, have a close relationship. You can't have a close relationship if you can have a close relationship and disagree as long as you're respectful to each other, right? And you consider each other and you care for one another and treat each other with dignity.
It takes two to tango in that too, because we've experienced it where you're willing to be respectful of disagreement, but people in your life don't want you to disagree with it.
Mostly the people in my old life, I guess is what I want to call it, most of them, there are very few, like I could count on one hand how many love unconditionally and are okay with not having the same point of view.
Yeah.
And still being in close relationship. Yeah. Close relationship is key there. Like that doesn't happen with most of them. I have to conform. I would have to conform to their opinion, and I'm not going to.
So the question then leads to, well, what do you do outside of that? And I think there's probably multiple answers to this, but we're going to kind of go down the path that we've been down in this. And it's learning how to let your kids experience the life that they want to experience while still having that parameter set up so they don't go off the rails. And that's a tough little dance to do, all right, you want to try this? Fucking fine, try it. There's been a few conversations like that. What the fuck ever? Yeah, go ahead. See how this turns out for you, pal. No, but just letting them kind of explore the canvas in front of them and see what's available to them, to let them experiment. Hey, I'm going to try doing this for a while. Yeah, that's not really me. It's not clicking, so I'm not going to do that anymore. And there's been numerous things that we've seen our children do that have been like that. I mean, our oldest going through college, she was bound and determined she's going to be a biochemist?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So 4 years later with an anthropology degree, because that interests her.
Anthropology and psychology.
2 years after that, a computer science degree because that interests her. Yeah. It's like, great. You have 2 degrees. You've learned a lot of stuff in the world. And that's what life's about. It's just constantly learning, growing, don't be stagnant. Keep learning, keep exploring. Explore the interests that you have and figure out, and take it to as far as you want to take it. You don't have to be an expert in that area.
No. And you don't. The one thing I think that's different that not the one thing, there's lots of things that we are doing differently with our children than a lot of those we know, but also what we would have done if we were still Christian, is telling them, I've told them so many times, like, go try that job, learn a new skill. you're not stuck there forever.
Yeah.
You take the class. You're not stuck in that career forever. Like learn the skills. If that's the next step you want to take, if that's where your passion is leading you, go ahead and follow it. Try that and see if it's something for you rather than, and it's, so you'll see maybe these other generations, and I'm naturally kind of like this, like I'll do a job or a skill till I know it really well. And then I get bored. I don't want to keep doing it once I know how to do it. I will use it later if I need that skill. Right. But I don't want to just do it for the rest of my life. That's just not how I need like creative, outlet. And I think, and if I was told like, you will be in this job for the rest of your life and no other options,
you'd probably end up.
It wouldn't be good. Let's just say it wouldn't end well for me.
You'd take a long walk off a short plank.
You're probably not wrong. So, but it's just, that's what I tell the kids. Like, I think a lot of people tell these 18-year-olds, like, pick your career. And it's like, that's crazy. They don't know who they are. Or give them time to, like, explore the world, Traveling would be, I would love for the kids to be able to travel.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's a point you just said there with 18. We got this societal thing that these kids, graduate high school. And anymore, it's not even 18. It's 17 when they're graduating.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, now make your life choice.
Yes. And that's such a huge thing to put on a 17, 18-year-old kid. That's a huge thing to put on a 23-year-old.
Yeah. There's so much going on in their life. And to try to make a decision on, I kind of like this, so I guess I better go into it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, no. And we learned, I think one of the first things we learned is when we were taking our oldest through college orientation, and the dean of her college told us, all right, a lot of you are in here in this biochem, college. Don't plan on being here in 4 years because most kids change their majors 4 or 5 times. That's just the norm. It's all right. Let them do it. They're figuring it out. That's just, way it should be. And it was completely different than when I went to college, and it was like, oh, you're going to be an engineer. All right.
This is what you're going to do. Stick with it.
And it was like, oh, you're going to change majors? That's odd. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
You already picked this. This is what you're supposed to be for life.
Yeah.
So now I clean bathrooms and mow grass. So, but trying to put this on an 18-year-old is like, that's ridiculous. You're given this life decision, and this is what they're supposed to be for the rest of their life. That's asinine. That's ludicrous to even think about. To
tell anybody, like, this is what you're going to do for the next,
50 years.
50 years. If you said that to me at 40, even for the next 20 years, this is what you're doing, and there's no other option, you're locked in.
We could tell that to you now and say, this is what you're doing for the next month.
That's not true. Like hypnotherapy, I love that. There's a lot of variety, and that I can, but I also have to have other things going on. I really do. I can't just do, but that's kind of how I'm wired. But I still think saying that to very few kids know what they want to do for the rest of their life. Some have this passion that they've known.
It's honestly probably why a lot of people have midlife crisis.
Probably.
Because they made a decision, when they were 20, 22, this is my job, I'm going to stick with this. And then all of a sudden at 40, they're like...
that's an interesting thought, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
I wonder if there's a connection there, that the ones that picked so young and just got locked into it.
You pick your career at 20, you're getting married at 20.
Well... Yeah, 2022 in our case, yeah.
Yeah, this is what we were brought up
Well, this is in evangelical Christianity. Yes, you're picking your career 18 to 20. They want you to get married 18 to 20, 21, 22.
And here is your schedule for the rest of your life.
They want you to start having children right away, too. Yeah.
So you're going to have kids, and you're going to work a 9 to 5 every day, and then you're going to be here on Wednesdays with the kids. You're going to be here on Sundays with the whole family. You're going to have a small group on Sunday afternoons, evenings. You're going to be here Saturday helping with the church. You're going to be here on Thursdays for your men's small group. You're going to be here on Mondays for the women's small group. That's your schedule for the week. And this is all set by the time you're 23, 24. Oh, God,
yeah. I just remember that life, and I'm just like, oh, God.
When you hit that 40, and you're like, I've been doing this for 20 fucking years.
And especially when your life just, it's not all roses and you know what I'm saying? Like life is just naturally messy. It is. It has darkness, it has light, it has good, it has evil. It's all those things mixed together. It has happiness and sadness and anger and all the things that a real life has. And yet you were promised that it would be beautiful, almost ecstasy if you followed all the rules.
Yeah.
And you do it and you're like, what? It's like a disillusionment. Like, this isn't what happened. You know, we tried. We were trying to do all the things. And instead we got exhausted, sick. We're bitter. We don't have a good relationship. We don't have a good relationship with our kids. We're angry. We're emotionally unregulated.
Yeah.
You know, all those things. So, I think definitely it sets a perfect stage for a midlife crisis for sure.
Yeah. So, it's all this stuff we put on our kids, and it's just to live our dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Really, and our dreams are usually, most parents want their kids to succeed and thrive. I'm counting down the next 3 years until Bo's out of the house.
He told me today that we will make room for him in the basement. And he's like, I ain't going nowhere.
Okay, we're going to have a talk with him because
he's like, sorry, that's what's happening.
Mommy and Daddy need some private time. So, but you want the best for your kids. You want to be able to be on their own feet and live and thrive in life. But you got to find that.
What is the best?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is it your best? Is it their best? Yeah. What is it? Is it their happiness? Is it how much money they make? Is it how many cars they have? Is it how healthy their relationship is? You need to ask yourself, what is success to you? Because whatever success is to you, you are naturally pushing that on your children.
Yeah. And I think with that in mind, we've seen some examples here, and especially recently with our own children, that because we've kind of given them a lot of free range on explore this space that you're in, figure out what you want. So with Cal, he went and he was working at a restaurant, and he was a host at this restaurant. And then his sister got a job that she works at now, pays really, really well, especially for, 25-year-old that she's at with nothing other than, rent fee and groceries to pay for. She's got.
They pay for entire schooling and all of that. Yeah, it's a good.
So she
also has a different position.
She helped him get a job on at this place. And, he was 18 years old, making $23 an hour?
Yeah, straight out of high school.
Straight out of high school. Could have had his college paid for, whatever he wanted to do, blah, blah, blah. He didn't like the job.
No.
Now, the old mindset that I know I would have been in would have been like, dude, suck it up.
Yeah.
You know how much I would have killed if when me and Mom were first married, my man, I was making $8 an hour.
But $8 back then went farther than $8 today.
1997, $8 an hour. So
we started at how much? I started at like 2 something, maybe. Yeah, I started at 2 something. How much did you start at?
It was probably a hair less than that.
That's crazy. Can you imagine making $3 an hour?
I think there's some billionaires that are like, oh, them were the glory days.
Oh, probably. Man, $3 an hour or $2. Oh, my God. Wow.
And you get you a quarter raise and you'd be happy. But so, he's sitting here making 23. He has no expense. He's living at home. Meals are provided. And he's still door dashed all the time because he had extra money, buying all the clothes he wanted, any of the gadgets and ever.
But he also saved. He actually saved a lot of money. He
saved a lot of money too. And he was like, this job, I don't like it. And my old mindset, like I was saying, would have been, no, you're staying with this until you can find something that pays at least that much.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, but luckily we had changed by this time. We were like, hey, then get out. If you don't like the
he was
work,
like getting depressed.
Yeah, it wasn't an environment for him. He's a social butterfly. He needs to be around.
And he wasn't.
People.
It's not that he wasn't around people. He was, but the group he was with was different from our daughters. Yeah. He was doing a different.
Yeah.
He was in a whole different section of this building.
Than him.
They were older, and they were listening to music during work, and it wasn't music he liked, and they didn't really talk very much to each other. No. So yeah,
and he needs that social interaction.
Yeah.
So we were like, fine. Just before you quit, have another job. And that was the guardrail we kind of put up. Don't be unemployed for any time being. Make sure you guys. And he got back to the restaurant, became a waiter, and was making great money doing that now. enough so that he can move out and move in with his sister. So that was a good experience for us. You had
and even him, that's another guardrail. He wants to move to a different state, where he knows other people that live, and we want him to be able to do that. But I said, you're not moving from home with mom and dad to a different state. That's not smart. So I asked his sister, she was already living on her own. I said, can he move in with you for a little bit to kind of see what it's like? He'll pay half the rent. He'll pay half the utilities, I want to see if he can handle living on his own while he's near us. So it's a guardrail, but still letting him explore with a little bit of, we're just letting the, apron strings get a little bit longer, right? Okay, all right, let's see how much you can handle, but we're still here. And then eventually, and he's doing well. He's been on his own for
a few months now.
Yeah.
So we had one with him again, where he wants to be in film.
Well, he doesn't want to be in film. He wants to direct.
Yeah. Let's still be in
film. In that industry.
Yeah, he wants to be in that industry. And we've been pushing him for a while. Hey, encouraging him, go to these classes, start taking some classes here, or just go out and get a YouTube going. And he finally published his first video.
So proud of him.
So, that was just kind of a major accomplishment. It wasn't us overbearing and being like, here's a camera, here's this, go out and make, the next Scorsese film.
It's like you just give them the props to kind of explore when they show interest. And then if they don't, if the interest wanes, that's okay too. Let them, just like it does for adults. I mean, how many different things have I tried? Oh, I like this for a little bit and then I don't like it anymore, but maybe I'll come back to it, So, I mean,
we got closets of shit that we've tried. And it's just sitting around collecting dust right now, whether it be me, you, or the kids.
Yeah.
Oh, I really like this. I want to do this, Okay, here you go. And then it's like, I don't like it. Well, we tried. Yeah. And you learned. And it's something.
And you would never know if you didn't try it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have the means to try it, then try.
And trust me, I know people that whenever I did something, they'd be like, yeah, I always want to do that. So I started brewing beer, and they're like, I wish I could start brewing beer. I was like, well, it's pretty easy. $100, you get a starter kit with your first batch of ingredients and everything. You can have your first batch, see if you like doing it. Oh, I don't know. I never did anything with it.
Yeah.
We started a podcast. Oh, I always wanted to do that. Well, here's how you do it. You don't have to get not a lot of expense to start. Get a microphone, got a computer, record.
Share your thoughts. Yeah.
Oh, no.
And I think a lot of it too is just people want the end result. Starting this podcast, we are not perfect at podcasting. We have so far to go. You see people,
we're still working at it.
You see people that are obviously much more skilled, right? But we're trying. So if someone were to make fun of us for the style we have or whatever, at least we're putting something out, we're trying. We're moving. And that's the thing with Calvin, when he put out his first video, it's like, it's going to be messy. It's not going to be brilliant. And I said, that shows that you can't make mistakes unless you're actually trying. You have to make mistakes too, to learn. You're not going to do it perfect right off the bat. If you do, how boring it would be, because that's how you learn. You make a mistake and then you go, oh, okay, don't do that. I mean, it's in anything that's worth learning. You're going to make mistakes and you're going to mess up. And that is part of the process. And you learning to trust the process, trust that every day you show up, you get better at it. And that's really what I want our kids to understand, is just show up and try. Just show up and try. Yeah, you're going to fall flat on your face, and then you just get back up. And then you make a decision. Do I want to keep doing it, or do I want to move a different direction?
And then I get up again. We're going to hold me down. I get knocked down. See, I'm pulling a candy. You just keep trying and learn. And the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to learn, I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I lost a little bit of money in investing in materials or whatever for it, but that's all right. At least I learned, and I can not have that in the back of my head of, you get rid of the regrets.
Yeah. You won't be going, oh, I wish I would have tried that.
Yeah. You did. You didn't like it.
Exactly.
That's all right. How many things in your life have you tried and decided, nope, not for me?
Yeah. I mean, but I still would have kept pondering it if I never tried it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you try it. Sometimes you try something that you're like, I don't know if I like it. And then you try it and you're like, oh, this is really fun. I really enjoyed that, Yeah. And sometimes you just enjoy it for a time and you grew and you changed because of it. So, I mean, there's no, I just think a lot of times parents don't want their kids to feel failure, but how in the hell are they going to be able to face life? Anybody who's lived 20, 25 years knows that there are times that you're just like, this is hard.
And failure is such a great teacher.
It is. It is.
And it builds character and just helps you become resilient.
Well, like a kid, think of how we've had kids that have been on losing seasons in sports.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the biggest things we would say to them is this is the opportunity to shape that mindset, because the mindset is the biggest part of any game is your mindset. Mm-hmm. So, and the biggest part of life is your mindset. What perspective you're going to choose to look at life makes a huge difference in how your life goes, the trajectory of it. So if you can learn how to lose and you can learn how to lose well, like I'm not saying like lose by a lot of points. I mean, handle it emotionally. You can handle losing.
Well,
you're going to be able to handle winning graciously instead of like rubbing it in the other, becoming cocky and arrogant. And you know what I'm saying? But a lot of these guys that were teaching their kids, coaching their kids, some of these dads, not all of them, there were some decent dads for sure. And I think you were one of them. I know you struggled with some of it, but you didn't show it most of the time. It was silently you worked through it.
Yeah. And I remember, because you're talking about that failure and keep going. And I remember one of the kids on the baseball team, Blake, never played baseball, joined the team probably in the 5th, 6th grade.
He's older, yeah.
And these kids that have been playing on this team have been playing since they were in the 1st grade. So they had a unit already together. And Cal just met this kid and, hey, let's get you on the team. And so he only knew Cal and another kid. And he struggled. He didn't know how to catch. He didn't know how to hit. He didn't know how to throw well. And I'd work with him. And you could kind of tell he's a little frustrated and a little down because these other kids have been doing it for years already and knew it. And some of them were just natural. Some of them learned as they grew. And it was probably it might have been the last year I coached. We're sitting there and, he's been working hard, trying to get better. And he's out playing in right field. And a fly ball come out to him. And through his career playing, he never could read the ball right, and it would fall, he'd miss it. Sometimes it'd hit his glove and fall down. And this one time the fly ball came to him, he camped underneath it and caught it. And the whole team went nuts.
All the parents did too.
Parents went nuts too. And just the feeling that you could see in him.
It gives me shivers,
the elation that he had.
Mm-hmm. Because he was so shocked himself too. I did it.
All the work that he put in, all the effort, all the dealing with the failures beforehand.
The muscle memory kicked on. And it knew what to do. His body just got him there.
And it was it was a victory for the whole team.
Mm-hmm. And it was just out for the other team, and maybe even the frustration that they got out. But it was just more than just didn't really matter if we won in that moment. It was just look what he did.
And if I remember right, then he was up to bat the next day, and he never really got a hit, and then he smoked the ball out there.
Because his confidence was probably through the roof at this point,
And he ripped one out there and got a hit, and the team just went nuts again. They're like, holy shit, look at this. look at him go.
He's on fire.
But it was just something where you could see the resilience of a kid working through failure. Mm-hmm. But he never would have gotten that.
And he didn't give up on himself. He kept going.
I bet if I were to ask him today, he'd be like, I remember that. That was a great feeling.
We should ask him.
And he would never have had that feeling.
Yeah.
If he didn't fail first. Mm-hmm. So failure is a great teacher.
And that's where his parents did a good job of continually bringing him, even though it might have felt embarrassing to them. All the other parents, and I hope this didn't happen, but I could see it happening on some teams. That team was really, the parents, that was a really good team.
Yeah.
But, I can see on some of the teams, like parents talking about, oh, why do we have this kid that doesn't know how to do this?
Oh, no, there he is. He's going in again.
Yeah, we're going to lose. Don't put him up,
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And instead, I think that team just was an excellent group of kids, excellent group of parents that were just supportive of one another. But it was just his parents didn't buy into, they just cared about their kid.
Yeah.
Regardless of how good they were or not at things. Yep. They were out there that if their kid wanted to keep showing up, they were going to keep showing up.
But I think kind of in conclusion, we've seen the rewards of our kids exploring the world themselves and figuring it out. You just had one today with Reese, where she came up to you and was like, hey, I think I want to try maybe taking a class on acting. Not to be in the theater or anything. She just wants to be part of her brother's videos, and she wants to make the videos best. Or
maybe even her own at some point. Yeah. But she's just like, I want to try it. I think it might be something. Now she's planning on going to college in the fall here.
Honestly, I know
for something else.
In the back of your mind was probably thinking, yes, this is what you're meant to be. You're meant to be an entertainer.
I was like, what? Because I have told her so many, like, she is entertaining to people, and she doesn't demand, she kind of commands attention. People are drawn to her. That's just the way she's always been. There is something there for her. Whether, I don't know what it's in, and she's an excellent storyteller. So, but when she said that, I'm like, and she's like, I don't want theater. The theater's not for me. And she's like, and you can't, let's be honest, like, it's got to be a side job. It can't be your main job, but I'd like to do it on the side, So she's planning on pursuing a career as one thing, which is a completely different field. And then also playing around with this. So I just, like, it gets me so excited that our kids, I see all of them have hobbies. All of them have, they know how to hold a stable job while they're pursuing this hobby and kind of playing and seeing. Now, might the hobby become the career? It could. I don't know what's going to happen, because I'm not trying to predict where their life is going. I'm just enjoying watching them kind of explore the world and knowing. I mean, we had a kid, our second oldest was interested in tattoos, and she thought maybe she'd be a tattoo artist. And she's the one that's kind of estranged right now. But I remember that Christmas, we were like, let's get her a tattoo gun, like, let's let her play around with it on, like, I didn't want her doing it on people's bodies, but I was like, practicing on fruits, and you can do that. That's how you learn. And got her the ink to kind of play around with it, and just things like that. Like, what parents would get. I remember telling parents what we got her that year, and the faces were just kind of like confusion, utter confusion. But it's just like, she's interested in it, so I'm letting her play with it, like, try it out in a safe way, I don't know. I just think it's the parenting this way is so much more rewarding, and your kids, outside of what we're going through with the second, but that's a totally different issue. The kids, they talk with you, they share with you, they're willing to, they're willing to let you be a part of their life. They're willing to let you know them, and they know that you will love them no matter what, even if they change their mind and do something completely different. You're still going to support them, which I don't know what would have happened in Christianity had.
We would have still been trying to conform them into the roles. We would have been all over them. Get a good job. If you ain't going to school, then you need to have a good full-time career started right now and get into that.
Or make
sure you're still going to church.
Yeah, and it would definitely be, you need to be dating. You need to be, like, you're getting, you're 23 or whatever. You need to be, where's your prospects? You need to be thinking about getting married. You're almost an old maid at this point, Yeah,
your eggs are drying up there. Yeah. You need to really find a man.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, that's so sick, but it is how,
Oh, yeah.
That pressure is on moms a lot of times. I don't know if dads feel it as much, but I have felt like, because, you have the Facebook moms that show all the, their kids dating and all the prom pictures or whatever. And our kids have gone to prom with friends and stuff. And I think, there have been a couple that have done like a date, like but that's just not there's so much more depth to our children than who they're dating.
Oh, yeah.
But we have grandparents. There's one in particular that used to only ask, that's the only question that they had about the kids, are they dating?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, that's all that you care about?
Yeah.
Because the whole goal is get them married and get them, and to me, that's not the goal. The goal is like, I want you to be able to take care of yourself because I'm not going to be here forever, but I want you to really enjoy life,
Yep.
So
Yep.
I guess that's the difference. And it can be with marriage and not with marriage, but there's not a formula. That's what we're saying. Whereas before there was a formula in parenting, now there's no formula. You kind of have to use your own discernment. You got to think, you got to be in tune. You got to listen to your intuition, all those things.
Yep. Yep. And it's extremely rewarding when you see the excitement and enthusiasm of your child doing something because they want to do it.
Yeah.
Not because you suggested it or forced them or pushed them on this path, even though we've kind of encouraged.
Well, there's a lot as a parent that you notice, like, I think this kid's kind of interested in this, but they don't understand it yet. So you kind of wait and let them come to it themselves.
But it's very rewarding to see it because you're seeing the happiness and just the joy that they get out of this experience.
Yeah.
And it's because they're living their life their way. I mean, you could reflect back on our lives. How much better would it have been if we didn't meet until we were in our late 20s? And you would have known who you were and I was.
I don't know. That's I feel like kind of a rude question. Yeah. I would have might have met you later. I don't know that we needed to meet each other.
But you know what I'm saying is that if we had developed ourselves better
before we met,
because it caused so many issues of us trying to
I think
fit into roles that we weren't meant to fit into.
I think if we would have waited to get married and been in a serious relationship, maybe, yes, I think that would have been, it would have benefited us in some ways.
It would have alleviated a lot of the problems we suffered through in our early marriage.
Yes.
Because we would have known who we were.
But we would have gone through those types of relationship issues regardless. If it wasn't with you, I was going to go through those relationship issues with somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that would have been my training ground to kind of like practice and learn. Yeah. So, it happened to be each other. I don't know if that's better or worse, but it would have been different.
At least our kids had the advantage of getting to work some of that out before they get into a committed relationship.
Yeah. But they're also, the benefit they're getting is they're seeing their parents heal themselves.
Yeah. And
so they know that's part of growing. We didn't know that part we never saw our parents do that stuff.
And I think kind of to wrap this up, I think it's kind of a conclusion of something we've always talked about. We've been talking about getting to know yourself and being the authentic you. Well, that's got to carry on to your children too, and people around you. You got to let them be authentic and let them get to find themselves out. And that's tough because the parenting styles that we grew up with and everything we knew was control it, really have your hands involved, be involved with everything. And I mean,
and when they don't conform, use shame to kind of get them to conform, manipulate them somehow. Yeah.
So,
which felt gross.
We got to practice what we preach and practice it on other people around us. So our children, our friends and everything else, you can go ahead and be who you want to be. That's fine. I may not be around because I don't like that, but that's right. Not necessarily with your kids, but with other relationships.
Well, it helps be yourself so I can know if I want to be around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean I'm going to necessarily support everything that somebody decides to be, but I want to know who you are. I don't want you to be tricking me, and then I can make that decision clearly whether I want to be up close or I want to be far away or.
Yeah.
So
I think it's advantageous for them because then they get to experience and play around and make the mistakes without having a relationship that's also weighing in the balances of it. So,
well, yes, but I think the biggest thing is, since we've been talking parent-child relationship, they get to explore in a safe way that they know mom and dad are not going to shift in their love for me because
yeah,
I'm trying these things, right? Or because I made this mistake. That was the biggest thing for me. My parents were going to look at me differently if I made different decisions. If I actually did what I maybe wanted to do, or, like they weren't going to love me as much. So my relationship with my parents hinged on my behavior
yeah,
rather than being unconditional. And unconditional love for your child gives your child the safety net
yeah,
that they need so that they can really
yeah.
explore.
So, yeah. Anyways, let's put a bow on this bad boy. DanandCan.com. Go there, check that out. Everything that we do and related to us and our everything. So stores and Candy's businesses of hypnotherapy and Substack and all that on danandcan.com. Go check that out. Explore it. Explore it. It's bountiful of information. If you're listening on a podcast, go up in top. Please rank us 5 stars. We'd appreciate that greatly. If you got time, leave a comment. If you got time. But 5 stars, that's easy. That's just hitting a button. So if you can do that, we'd appreciate that greatly. And again, like I said at the top, if you're on YouTube watching this, hit that like, smash that subscribe. Just helps us get out more and more to other people and grow the empire. The Dan and Can empire. We're trying to take over the world.
Oh my God, no. Cringe again.
That's where I'm a cringe lord.
Oh, God.
So do that for us. We'd appreciate it. And just kind of conclude all this, I think a good analogy would be bumper bowling. As a parent, be the bumpers. Let the kid be the ball that gets whipped down the aisle. And if it's going towards the gutter, bump them out of it. If it goes to the other gutter, bump them out of it. And eventually, they're going to take out a few pins. So that's life. Don't be the control and have a remote control in the ball and you're steering it down the whole way and everything's going to be a strike.
Well, and even the bumpers need to come down little by little.
Yeah.
You're not the bumpers all their life.
Yeah.
There, at some point, you start to lower them and you test it without the bumpers and you see what they can do.
Yep.
And if they go in the gutter, it's okay. You're there.
Yep.
So
yeah, but it's their life. Let them live it. They're the ones that have to live it. You just get to enjoy the benefits of it.
If you keep a relationship, I would say the last thing I would say is have the relationship be the biggest thing. That's success. If you have a relationship with your child, it was successful.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
If they feel safe to talk to you and you enjoy one another, that is really successful in my opinion. That's what my idea of success would be, though. Anyways.
So, yeah. Don't try to find the NFL execs out there to sign a contract on the YMCA football field because they're not there. Let your kids find out if that's what they want to do, but give them the experience to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to dictate and control and make them make decisions on what the rest of their life's going to look like at the age of 10. Take a seat, enjoy it, enjoy the process, enjoy the fun that they're having.
Yeah,
make it fun for them.
If the girl wants to play on what's typically a boy's sport, let her do it. And if a boy wants to play on what's typically a girl's sport, and these are open like in YMCA, like volleyball for kids, like let them play, let them try it. Just let go of the images you're trying to hold on. That's where your suffering is coming from, because you are judging. You're judging them. And you're judging yourself and you're judging others who do that. So anyways.
Yep. No contracts are getting signed at the age of 12. So relax, sit in your seat, and just enjoy the ride and let them do the driving in their own life.
Yeah.
All right.
There you
Bye.
go. Bye.
Joder,